Throughout the entire course of Dragon Ball, Goku has been known to constantly push himself while also acquiring many transformations after facing powerful foes, starting from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan Blue and to his latest Perfected Ultra Instinct. However, out of all the transformations, Goku's UI form apparently still has untapped power that he himself has yet to realize, as shown how he can now summon a giant avatar of himself in the Dragon Ball Super Manga series. This is Animanco 9000, a channel where we talk about content related to anime, manga, and other types of media, and in this video I'll be explaining the mysteries behind the giant avatar of Goku's Perfected Ultra Instinct. Let's get started. For context, the giant avatar has only appeared twice during the final events of two separate arcs in the manga. The first time it was introduced was during the Moro saga, where Goku finally achieved Perfected Ultra Instinct on his own and overpowered the arc's main title antagonist Moro. Overwhelmed and overloaded by the same power Goku is using that Moro copied from Mirrors, the planet hero was forced to merge his body with the Earth in order to maintain his power while also allowing him to continuously drain the divine energy in Goku till he no longer has any. Luckily, however, thanks to the intervention of Oob, who restored Goku's power, he not only reverted back to his Perfected Ultra Instinct, but in that moment he also summoned the giant avatar for the first time, allowing him to finally beat Moro. Following the arc's conclusion, we wouldn't see the giant avatar again until the end of the Granola the Survivor saga. During the events of this arc, Goku and Vegeta face off against the arc's main villain Gas, who, despite their best efforts, still managed to give them trouble. Even with Goku's newly discovered variation of Ultra Instinct that allowed him to slightly surpass the villain, Gas goes through another power-up and eventually beat Goku and knocked him unconscious. Then, just when things looked dire, Goku subconsciously phased back into Perfected Ultra Instinct and activated his giant avatar, catching Gas by surprise as the former grabbed him and then fling him into the atmosphere, allowing his new ally Granola to finish the foe off. After the battle, it's pretty much the last time we saw Goku in that form. Still, what exactly is this giant avatar, and how is it related to Ultra Instinct? Well, if it wasn't already obvious, the giant avatar definitely took some inspiration from another series called Naruto, where a clan known as the Uchiha can summon and form the Susanoo, a gigantic humanoid avatar made of energy where it surrounds the user and fights on their behalf. But as for its exact nature and how it actually functioned within the DBverse, it's still a bit of a mystery. Thankfully, with the announcement that Dragon Ball Super Manga is finally returning after its hiatus, we may get new information out of it. Still, while we wait, we can probably go over some possibilities. We know at the very least this is a variation of the gigantification technique, where the user is able to grow to enormous size with various results. In some cases like the Great Namekian, their enormous size increased their body's weight, durability, and overall physical strength. However, as stated by Goku and Piccolo, it does not increase one's power. To actually increase their power when using a similar technique, some had to absorb the energy that is outside of their own, such as how Bergama becomes giant by absorbing the impact of his opponent's attack, or Ribrianne when she received the energy from her entire universe. Yet, unlike the rest, Goku's giant form is somewhat unique, as his is constructed out of pure energy. While yes, in the anime, Ribrianne's giant avatar is also made out of pure energy, the energy that formed Goku's avatar is coming from him alone, and from what we've seen thus far with the form, it can not only act as some sort of protection for Goku, but it does seem to increase his power as he manages to overpower the opponents that initially gave him trouble. Though, currently, Goku can only seem to manifest the giant avatar whenever he's in extreme danger or just pushed to the absolute limit. Now, as for its relation with Ultra Instinct, I have some theories of what it could be. First, let's look back at how the UI technique and transformation works. For the technique, it effectively allows each and every part of the user's body to think and move independently, as opposed to thinking about the movement beforehand. As for the transformation, it essentially allows Goku to reach the deeper parts of his potential within him, thus allowing his power to skyrocket and use the UI technique. However, despite wielding such power, making him the strongest he ever been in history, and ranking among the most powerful entities in the multiverse, Whis states that Goku's power is at the lower tier, with the latter acknowledging it. So, with all this in mind, we could come to the conclusion that the giant avatar might represent the rest of Goku's potential that is yet to fully reach in Perfected Ultra Instinct. At the same time, given the amount of experience and battles that Goku has accumulated over the years, the giant avatar could represent the will or Saiyan pride within Goku's body, using the very untapped potential to form the giant. What's more, it could be another way of how Goku could defend and attack more effectively with UI. After all, during the Granola saga, Whis has told Goku multiple times that he needed to find his own style of Ultra Instinct, and while Goku did find a variation that allows him to use his Saiyan nature with UI and reduce the emotional compromise, the giant avatar could act as another form that provides better defensive and offensive capabilities. Which leads to this big question: How much stronger is Goku with his giant avatar? Well, as I mentioned before, during those moments where Goku does summon the giant avatar, it's powerful enough that his enemies appear to struggle against it. Even Gaz, who's supposed to be the strongest in the universe at that time, couldn't break free of the giant's hold. Though, by the end of the superhero saga, there is no evidence that Goku has fully mastered the form, nor if he's even fully aware of it. Nevertheless, let's say he does know. What else can he do with the giant form after enough training? Here, I came up with 4 possible ways of how he can grow stronger with it. First one, he can potentially make the giant avatar move automatically. Assuming that the giant form is something like a byproduct of the MUI technique, then, just like how the body can move independently without the need for the brain to send signals to it, then the giant should also be autonomous. Although, it may not be Goku's style to just stay stationary and let the giant fight on its own. So, if the giant is still maintained even when Goku is outside of it, he can probably fight in conjunction with it. Which means, while the giant is performing its own action, Goku can do his own as they fight, making his opponent feel like they are fighting 2 people at once. What's more, if Goku was in some sort of danger, the giant would automatically return to the user and shield him from any attack. The second possibility, Goku can partially summon the giant avatar's body. Now, assuming it requires a lot of energy and focus to maintain the giant form, rather than summoning the whole body, Goku can summon parts of it. For example, instead of dodging an attack as usual, Goku can instantly summon only the upper portion of the avatar's body, blocking it and then maybe go for a counter. Or, if he wants to increase his strikes, Goku can just summon the giant's fist or leg whenever he's about to punch or kick, similar to how Gas does it when he made giant energy-based construct of his hands and feet during his final battle against Goku. Also, if he needs to restrain his opponents, he can just summon the arm and grab them. Other best examples is how Sasuke initially summoned his Susanoo in Naruto, or in another series called Bleach, a character named Sajin Kuromura can summon a giant in Bankai, but in Shikai he can summon only parts of the giant's body. Third possibility, Goku can alter the giant avatar's size. Even though giant forms do provide some advantages in size, especially against larger opponents, it's only as effective when it catches the opponent off guard, and a smart fighter can easily use their size against them. Taking that into account, Goku can reduce its size where it can act as some sort of armor and allow him to fight evenly or overwhelm those who are somewhat still fairly larger than him, like Broly in his legendary Super Saiyan state. Goku can even maybe alter it to match his own size, allowing him to fight against his opponents with a double. Finally, the fourth possibility, Goku can just absorb the giant avatar into his body. This one may sound a bit odd, but if the giant avatar is the untapped potential that Goku has yet to reach, then by the time he harnesses it, Goku should be able to use that very energy to once again break his limit and likely achieve another transformation with a hairstyle similar to the regular Super Saiyan. I mean, it's not impossible and it's nothing really new. It's no different than how he upgraded from Super Saiyan God to Super Saiyan Blue. Plus, Whis did indicate that Goku still has more room to grow stronger even after acquiring perfected Ultra Instinct. Honestly, any one of these could be possible of how Goku may grow stronger with the giant avatar. But let's leave that imagination to Toriyama's successor, Toyotaro. Anyway, that's about it within this video. If you have any other thoughts about the giant avatar of Goku's perfected Ultra Instinct, leave a comment down below. And if you want more content related to anime and manga, just hit the like and subscribe button.